don't blow anything up. Don't
blow anything up. What are you talking about? If they have access to explosives, then totally blow something
I mean,
up.
like cats. Isn't that something?
Blow up cats, Jackie? What? You're fucking sick.
Something that kids do.
Blow
on
up
Halloween?
What are you, fucked? Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Show 'em Yours with Jackie and Johnny, everybody.
I'm Jackie Agnew.
I'm Johnny DeVito. And you see, just like that, Jackie, that's how you do a perfect intro. Ladies and
Is
gentlemen.
it really that difficult?
It's really that difficult, okay? Because I don't normally fuck these things up, but, well, like often I fuck things up, but I don't normally fuck these kind of things up.
Sure.
And we just flustered. Everything was just got like shaken up, but it's October 24th, Jackie.
Yeah.
It's spooky season, right? That's what they're calling it. That's what kids are calling it.
Yeah.
We've watched so many horror movies this month. Good things are happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last night, coming off like, a little roast battle win, no big deal against the, friend of the show, Peter Grant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right? It's not going to affect my career.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Fuck that guy.
Saboteur.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, not going to affect my career at all, but did it affect my confidence? Jackie, the answer is yes.
Of course.
Right? Feeling good today. Feeling good on a Sunday, even though bad things are happening. Bad things are happening everywhere. You know what I mean? Right? So here's...
Cheers.
Cheers, yeah. Fucking...
And cheers to you. And hey, while I got you here, why don't you hit that subscribe button wherever you're watching or listening. It's right there. It takes 2 seconds. And it'd sure mean a lot to us. And give us a like if you're watching on YouTube. Throw us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
All that would be fantastic, but you know what would be even better,
review.
Jackie?
What?
If you didn't fucking cut me off when I was talking about how good the world is.
I'm so sorry that I'm fucking this up.
I'm just joking. Did we start off on a rocky start there? We had a bumpy start. Stick around for the end of the episode if you dare, and you'll see some crazy shit.
You'll see,
you'll see
how we started off here.
Just how professional we really are.
Yeah.
Jackie, I'm very excited today. Very, very, very pleased to have this fucking record on here. We're gonna wax poetic about that, but you had a headline this morning that I think is more important than anything right now, because like we keep it current with the news. You know, October 24th, 2021. Yeah. Tell me this story.
Well, a lady has been hypnotized, and this hypnotist is making her pass gas all over the hospital.
All over the hospital.
In which she works.
And she's a nurse. She's a
she
nurse
is
at
a
a
nurse
hospital.
At a hospital.
That somebody hypnotized her at the hospital?
One of the doctors, she says, practiced some secret hypnosis on her without her knowledge, and now she is passing gas against her will. She just getting to me.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is affecting women everywhere.
Yeah.
And be alert.
Yeah, she said, there was like a list of things that she said something about her pussy too.
Jackie, can you pull this list up? What are you talking about? There's a list? Jesus Christ, we're trying to provide information to the people right now.
So
My
sorry.
God. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just curious about a woman that is claiming that a doctor has hypnotized her into passing gas, as if that's not just trying to cover up for how much she's just blasting ass.
Yeah.
All over, the hospital in which she works, right?
So NHS, I don't know what that is, but I assume that's like a nurses association in the States.
Sure.
So I'm guessing.
Okay.
A NHS nurse who claimed she was secretly hypnotized at work, causing her to fart against her will, loses the lawsuit after she was fired for refusing to see a psychiatrist.
Wait a minute. Well, hold on now. Like, what if this is a situation where this woman, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Okay, right? Say that she actually was hypnotized.
Yeah.
Do we believe in hypnotization Show me yours, fans. I mean, come. We talk about a lot of crazy shit.
We believe in the power of suggestion.
I mean, so. Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely, we do. But I mean, suggestion is one thing. But I've seen one hypnotization show at a dry grad.
I think that's a classic dry grad.
It was a dry grad thing. We were drunk as fuck, but it was our dry grad, and the guy knew he called about 12 people on stage. And then started kind of doing his thing. Yeah. And he was like tapping people out as I guess that's how hypnotizing. Sorry if that's how those shows just work, and I'm just explaining something that everybody knows. But it was fascinating to me because the people that were like really into it seemed to have some kind of hold on them for like after for a while, like after the show was done. Right.
Yeah.
So after the show was done, he said something. You got this kid named. Doesn't fucking matter. That was a long time ago anyway. It was like Jacob or something. Anyway, his girlfriend goes on the stage and says something, and he just clicks into, back into his hypnotized state.
Hypnosis.
And then walks across the like gymnasium and just grabbed her and like kissed her on stage. It was this big like woo moment. Kind of weird that there's a hypnotist that was like a 40-year-old guy that's getting like
students
to make out on stage for everybody's enjoyment.
It's a bit questionable.
Wait a minute, Jackie. Something else might have happened that day. But I wasn't involved. I was just drinking with my friends in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So, like,
I do think I think you can be hypnotized. I think from what I understand, it has to be, not everyone can be hypnotized. If you're like, fuck this shit, I don't believe in it, it's not going to work on you. But if you're
what if there's like a master hypnotist and it's like a
but you have to be willing to be hypnotized in order to relax enough to kind of fall into that trance.
So there can't be like a hypnotist, like a James Bond villain kind of
like,
you know what I mean? If you're refusing the hypnosis, then it's not going to
Exactly. That's what I understand is that for hypnotism to work, it has to be someone who is open to being hypnotized.
Okay. Susceptible to hypnotization.
Yeah.
Or a fucking idiot.
But I think I don't know. It depends on what you mean. It's not like, dangling a fucking stopwatch and it's like, oh, now fucking walk off a bridge. Like, I don't think it's like that. But, like, definitely you can be put into a state where you're more open to suggestion. And, like, that works. People, like, there's, like, hypnotherapy and stuff, especially for people with trying to break an addiction like cigarettes.
Why are you looking at them? You think our audience has addiction problems? You're looking right at them, Jackie.
I was explaining.
I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying she's casting aspersions on you because we're drinking at 3 in the afternoon on a Wednesday or on a Sunday. So on a Wednesday, I don't even fucking know what it is.
On a Sunday.
Because
Sunday. You fucked up.
So anyway,
so this is why I question this, because her claim is that she was hypnotized without knowing.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's really possible.
Well, like, that's kind of where my theory is at, right? Like, what if there's like a supervillain out there or somebody that's just up to like, minor trickery, getting nurses to fart in a hospital? What if this what do you say, hypnotist? Sorry, fuck, man. Jesus Christ. I'm having such a hard day. Anyway, what if this hypnotist is just fucking awesome? Yeah. Like, that's the funniest thing that you can do as a hypnotist.
Cool,
like, if you're like, I could use these powers for evil. I could walk into a bank and like hypnotize a motherfucker to like just go and, and just bring cash. Like, all, like, you know what I mean? There's so many things that you could do for evil. Yeah. But you're like, you know what? I'm a doctor, so like I still have to go to work.
Right.
But maybe I'll just like, get Susan to fart all over the hospital because she said at a Christmas party that she never farts one time, and I was drunk, and like I'm like, that's hilarious to him. Like, what if he's just like
for this.
You know what I mean? Because it's still not like it's not the greatest thing that he could do, but it's not nearly the worst.
It's pretty funny. It's like and so basically, so she said, so she like this was a lawsuit. So these are details from like the court, public record.
Okay.
And so she claimed she was being possessed. Her private parts were being attacked. And this doesn't make sense to me. She was gaslighted through the use of low frequency sound waves. I don't know if she knows what gaslighting means.
Like it's like I feel like she thinks it's like actually like lighting a furnace or something like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. And so she blamed the perceived paranormal experiences on poor heating and ventilation at the hospital unit she worked at. I don't understand. I'm not really following.
I mean, this might be one of the times where we might actually have to read one of these stories before talking about it. But it's fantastic. So she thinks that the hypnosis came from the vents.
So she sent an email around in 2019 around her work that she said, I would like to report an observed pattern of likely inappropriate use of hypnosis phenomenon in my NHS workplace. In the last 3 months that I have worked in the department, I have experienced odd symptoms, which I think is likely related to the above phenomenon. I am a healthy individual and do not have any past medical history, but recently I have had various symptoms, including headaches, breathing difficulty, and gastrointestinal disturbance. She's farting a lot.
Yeah.
And she has headaches.
So
and
she's
short of breath.
Maybe like switch. She's not talking about the diet switch.
Yeah,
or like
it
anything
seems
like that.
like
You know what I mean? I
maybe,
feel like there's a lot, leaving a lot on the table here.
She's speaking in slurs similar to that of being possessed. And she's also noticed that
speaking in slurs, like being possessed, like she's just like, is that what possessed people do?
slurs.
Yeah, it sounds like she's
I'm
a
so
racist.
Sorry, I'm possessed.
Yeah. Sorry, it's not me, it's the
farting
devil.
Everywhere,
Just
like
farting
walking down
and
the fucking maternity ward.
That's
just
awesome.
like yelling racial
That
slurs.
is
and
fucking
crop
hilarious.
Dusting the fucking wing.
I mean, hey, you know what? Sometimes, like, if you just get fed up at the world, right? You're like, you know what? I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind. And so, if you go to work and you do that, you better stand up and say that was your intention in the courtroom as well. I think that she's just not taking responsibility for what she's done.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I think I understand what she's saying now.
Okay.
So she said, she understands that this kind of hypnotic control is achieved when you're in an altered state of consciousness, and the poorly controlled heating and inadequate ventilation is set up for this purpose. To put you in an altered state of consciousness so you're susceptible to secret hypnotization.
I love that like this is like she's going to this length and there's somebody there that's just like, Janet, just admit you farted.
Yeah. I
like,
swear to God, she fucking types up an email.
Yeah, it's like, just admit that you farted. Like you're trying to she probably made like some like a crazy website about, you know what I mean, faulty, ducts. Like she's going to such a far length just to say that gas doesn't pass out of my asshole, and that is ridiculous. Because farts are funny every time. I love farts. Like that's why we're talking about them right now.
Yeah,
I mean, totally. I blast them shits all the time. You not so much of a farter. I don't find it. You know what I mean, right? But it's time will tell. One day we'll catch you slipping. But the idea that she would go to this length
to cover it up.
Or we need to know how severe the farts were to the point where it was like, hey, like you're gonna be fired for this, or if it was just like one fart that she's going to the length of like, no, guys, it wasn't me.
It's out of my control.
I'm being possessed by Dr. fucking Frankenstein.
She says this is extremely bothersome and a distraction at work.
Unreal.
It also involves a feeling of being attacked in various parts of the body, including that of one's private part, which I feel is very inappropriate.
Well, that's kind of weird. So
I don't like it when people call it private parts.
I think that like if you're unable to comfortably say,
if you're a nurse and you're calling it your private parts,
right. If you're not able to like accurately describe what you're talking about, because like a private part could be like, for me, it could be like one of two balls. You know what I mean? A penis or a butthole. Yeah. But I'll call them like whatever I want.
I'll call them what they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Call me by
my pussy is being attacked.
Call me by your name.
By hypnotism.
Could you imagine that pussy? Like I hypnotize the pussy. There's no rapper that's come out like that. Even there's
that pussy.
yeah. Even there's a whole Insane Clown Posse. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd think that.
Yeah.
You'd think that in a carnival freak show,
hypnotizing pussies.
they'd be hypnotizing these pussies.
But she said, so I think this is telling. She said, they're also using gaslighting through the use of low frequency sound waves. And recently, I've seen a van in the parking lot near the area where I work that carries what appears to be audio equipment.
Well, story checks out.
Yeah.
Story checks out,
Yeah.
right? Like nobody is going to make a woman fart up and down a hospital hallway because the acoustics are perfect for it, right? So
Yeah.
like you're going to have, you know what I mean, a van full of audio equipment, somebody following close
Someone
behind
has to
her.
record that shit.
Right? You know,
Yeah. I mean, it goes hand in hand with hypnotism and
for every hypno fart terrorist out there, like I think that you know what I mean, they're not just doing this as a one-time thing, right? You want to relive that moment, right? It's the same reason that serial killers take take a trophy or something like that, right? Like you want to you want to a little memento,
exactly,
right?
You want to have this experience with you. You want to revisit the experience.
I wonder if the hypnosis involved encouraging her to eat a diet that would force this kind of gas, or if the hypnotist was able to, with his mind, force air out of her butt.
Like release and tighten, like relax and tighten her like butthole.
A bellows, you know what I mean? Like a whoosh, 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 whoosh kind of situation, right?
And produce gas within her body.
Yes.
And control her.
If that's the case, then I mean, Jackie, she could potentially control the smell.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
If he's producing the gas with his mind, then he's got to be thinking about what's going into it.
It's obvious. I mean, unreal. I'm fascinated by the entire thing, and I'm a little bit upset that she lost the trial. Like the first time that we're hearing about this, I would have liked to follow this all the way through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like if the first headline was just a woman claims she didn't fart at work.
Yeah.
And like the whole, like the newspaper, they were like,
the escalation.
Yeah,
of it.
they weren't even investigating the story.
Yeah.
She
They're
went
like,
to them.
Right,
She's like, put me on the front page. I swear to God, there's a lot of people saying that I did, but I didn't. So no matter what you hear, I didn't fart at work. And then she shows up at work and she's like, see, it's in the paper, guys. And they're like, Janet, we all heard you.
Yeah. You know what's funny is if at work, like say you're working like in an office. When you're sitting like in the office around everyone, it's not acceptable to just like rip farts in the office.
No,
like everyone, you keep it.
It's incredibly.
You keep it under control.
Sure, yeah.
But then the second you go into the bathroom,
it's
fucking mayhem.
It's
in
game
there.
on.
Yeah,
that's where you
like
go. Hey?
Yeah.
Oh,
but I mean, like sometimes, like in places that I've worked, you walk into the bathroom and people have fucking wreaked havoc in that place, and it's like, who is keeping this animal bundled up in their office, their office attire,
yeah.
and like sitting, typing, like
with the best posture ever, and then going and just crushing dumps.
They're fucking like seem like they fucking take their tampon and just fucking lasso it around.
Jesus.
Man, I've seen some wild shit in a workplace bathroom. That's like, would you not just like tidy it up?
Well, I don't know. I'm a plumber, and like I've heard a million horror stories in my day, and I have heard that women's bathrooms are far more disgusting as men.
I believe it. Yeah.
Right? Like I mean, what men are doing in the bathroom is what but like we're not leaving all the garbage behind and shit. Like y'all are nasty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot more opportunity for grossness to appear.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Just one more opportunity.
Yeah.
Just
yeah. But it's a lot.
Yeah. But it's a lot of mess it makes.
It's a lot of you can
Jesus
make a big
Christ.
mess.
That is fucking gross.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think that like you should always admit to a fart. Have you ever covered a fart up?
Definitely like as a kid, I would always say it was my brothers. I remember actually when we, that was like the bonus of like growing up with like two brothers. It would always just be like, Kelly, you're disgusting. And but we would go to Dairy Queen a lot as kids, as a family, and always on the way back, I don't think like dairy never like sat well with me, so I would always be like super gassy on the way back, but I would always blame it on Kelly, and everyone was like, God, Kelly, you're fucking disgusting. Like fucking roll down the windows. Everyone thought it was Kelly, to the point where like I believe I was like, Kelly, I'm pretty sure you're like lactose intolerant. And I was like trying to start this like movement in our family that like, Kelly was lactose intolerant. Just went like
without thinking that you were?
Nope.
Bitch.
But I think blaming it on the dog is pretty common. That's a good one. Though you can fucking tell a dog fart from a human fart. Oh my God.
Is that right?
Yeah, they are so much more rancid.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
fucking
well, that's right on. Like, I mean, because if you're cutting some serious shit in there, then and you can pass it off as a dog fart, everybody be like, whoa, yeah, no, that definitely came from the dog.
Yeah, exactly. If you have like a particularly bad one,
sure.
Fucking Barnacle will come. He has the silent but deadlies, so he'll like walk into a room and fart and then fucking walk out. And it'll just be like, there'll be like a 15-second like before the tsunami, when everything like the wave goes out and everything is like, oh my God, look at all these shells and stuff. Wow, this is so serene. And then the fucking big wave comes and you're like, ah!
Is that what it's like? Is that what your dog's fart is like, Jackie? Is that what the fucking, is this what the show has become?
It's like the first wave of a tsunami, where it's like you have like 15 seconds of like calm, and then it fucking hits you, and it fucking lingers too.
That's what the show has become, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's actually a great transition in the fact that today's fucking record that we're actually might talk about a little bit is by a group named Giant Gorilla Dog Thing. So maybe
Giant Gorilla Dog Fart.
Well, Jackie, come on, have some respect. Put some respect on this name, okay? This album is fucking fantastic. It's great. If anything, you should stop and listen to this album right now.
But one more thing before we move on. This just came to me, is that everyone knows a dog fart. Everyone knows dogs fart. Never hear or smell a cat fart.
You know, I mean, there is something to think about. Ah, fuck you. Because, like, you're absolutely right.
Right?
You're absolutely
They have to fart. But is it just, like, so, like, is it,
maybe, do you think their farts meow? Do you think cat farts meow? Think cat assholes make meow noises? I think it's, like, cats have vocal cords, Jackie. I think that make the meow sound. Do you think a cat's butthole has vocal cords? I don't know. I think that if a cat did fart, that it would be like, it would be something majestic, right? It would be something that like, like an eclipse. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't look directly at it, but you can't not.
Hey, that's the same. I mean, that's just cat buttholes in general.
Well, they kind of force them out there, right?
Yeah,
like they're really looking. So you see them all the time. So it's like whatever. This is just another cat butthole. Like no big deal. Fucking seen a million of them, right? But then once you see one fart, you're like, oh, that's why.
Imagine.
There.
Yeah.
You really see the magic.
Yeah.
Jesus
that's
Christ.
Incredible.
Thanks. Thanks for sharing.
Just think about it. Next time you're sitting with your cat, if anyone listening happens to have one, maybe ask your cat. Hey.
Ask your cat.
Hey. Do you
ever mute? You're fucking on one today, Jackie. All right. Maybe cats only fart. You know what I mean? Maybe every step that they take, but it's you know what I mean? They're such a clean and pure, majestic animal that it's just like, you know what I mean? It actually purifies the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's
purifies.
Yes, it does, Jackie. You're having a blast. You're having a blast over here. I love it. I'm not saying that you're on fire. I'm saying that you're having a blast. The cat fart. No, it's everything. I think that anytime we can talk farts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have to talk about like the classics, right? Like, your dad ever lock the windows and fart in the car?
Oh yeah, my dad's
Classic.
favorite was pull my finger. That
Yo,
was
yeah.
a constant joke.
It's awesome. Sometimes like, cause like a fart is you know what I mean? Like a perfectly timed pull my finger to a child is the funniest thing
It's pretty good
in the world. Like as a kid, if you just like pull a grown up's finger and they fart,
I've thought about
how
it.
funny is that?
Yeah, like as an adult, I've thought about it. I'm like, how would I ever be confident enough that I could get just like release at the right moment?
I wish I could release one right now, but like I feel like there's no like confidence isn't an issue for me, right? It's like it's usually a matter of life and death. Like that, it's coming either way, and then I have to decide is it going to drop here or around the corner? Because like this is you know what I mean. At this age, Jackie, you just don't hold them in.
Yeah, it's better out than in. You can't
my mom
keep
said
that stuff
too.
inside
That's exactly
of
what my
you.
mom
It rots
says.
your insides.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Especially with what whatever's going on down here. You got to let it out, Jack. You got to let it out. It's like a firestorm, or like a, you know what I mean, a first wave of a tsunami, if you will.
Exactly. Oh my God, you're collecting shells. Like, oh, look at all this.
Okay,
sea
Jackie.
life.
So the record today, "Horse" by a rap group from Albany, New York, 2014 release. Jackie, this is very exciting, Jackie. This is giant gorilla dog thing, Jackie.
Yeah.
What do you think about the record?
I liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Skills?
It was good. Yeah.
Dope beats, dope rhymes?
Yeah.
Like,
Dope beats, dope rhymes,
Yeah.
sick flow.
sick flow, dude. Right?
So who is it? Who is it?
Who is
that's on-
Giant Gorilla Dog
Yes.
Thing? Giant Gorilla Dog Thing is comprised of Dan and Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Dude Computer. Mitch, I don't know, he goes by this name, Dude Computer.
Okay.
And Dez or Desmatic. For the underground rap fans out there, Dez was part of a duo before, more of like a rapper producer kind of thing, with Dez and Knobs.
Yeah.
And Knobs definitely rapped a little bit on there, but they put out an album called Rocky Dennis, which is fantastic, and an album called Behemoth, which is fucking ridiculous. Like when I get a copy of it, we'll definitely do an episode on that one, because it's fucking fantastic. He even mentions it on a line in this thing. I ain't conceited. I ain't listened to Behemoth in weeks. And you're just like, fucking, I don't know. It's awesome. But Dez is the shit, and Dude Computer. Or I don't know. I've been listening to them for so long. I just call them Dan and Mitch. Like, I don't know them, but you know what I mean. I fucking love this shit. Yeah. So I would say that like Mitch is so like ridiculously talented and like, you know, in his own way, and then Dez is so fucking is so amazing. The two of them can like flow back and forth off each other like ridiculously. This is a 2014 release. The only other full length that they have came out last year.
Okay.
Called Baz with Geese. Very fucking good. Has one of my favorite intro lines to a hip hop song of all time. I will never stop. I am undeterred. You shitted in your boxers. That's an undeterred.
Yes, I've heard this one.
That makes me laugh so fucking hard every time. It's fucking great.
Wait, when did that come out?
That came out 2020.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember you telling me.
Yes, I was very excited about it when it came out.
Yeah.
But they do like rap the way that I like to hear it. You know what I mean? And I try not to be a dick. Right, when people put like oh, you're a hip hop fan, like check this out, and they put something on, and I'm kind of like, I think I don't know if it's, you know, gotten past me, because there's still like new artists that are making great fucking music and shit, right? I'm trying to, but there's like a specific sound that like I'm looking for, and like a level of skills that I want like in the rapping, you know what I mean? And when this group is fucking fantastic. I found out about them through a friend. Shout out to Shelby. I know you're watching. And it's so found them through a mixtape entitled Eric. It's not on Spotify, but if you guys can find Giant Gorilla Dog Thing Eric, it's so fucking good. It's mixed by Chumzilla, the Skrilla Gorilla. We love Chum. And basically they rap over top of you know, just kind of classic fucking bangers. You know what I mean? Just the beats and
Yeah.
and a lot of unknown stuff too. Like so everything from like Alicia Keys, like I Keep On Falling, and they do like the song about like liquor and shit like that, which is fantastic. And then they do Deer Tick has this fucking song. Jesus Christ, I can't remember the name of it. But if anybody knows that Deer Tick song, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think you've showed this to me.
Yeah, and then it's Law of the Land is that fucking song. You know what I mean, right? So that's it. That is that mixtape is fucking good. I would hold that mixtape up with, just for like for rapping and skills and shit like that or whatever, stuff that I really dig. Because definitely not, you know what I mean, a group that you know, should be slept on. Because if I just looked at their Spotify the other day, and like the monthly listeners are like 227. So
Right, yeah.
all you motherfuckers out there that listen to us, check these guys out.
Yeah, we'll give them that show me yours bump.
I think so. I don't know if we could do anything, because I just want to, you know what I mean, spread the gospel, right? Like it's something that like I like so much that, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm like the old head or whatever, right? Because if everybody's just trying to like party and vibe out, then they don't want to, you know, just listen to like dope raps anymore, which is like fucking dumb to me, but whatever, right? Like a lot of times when I get like the aux chord, or if I get to like put some tunes on and shit like that, you know what I mean, it's not everybody like starts dancing, and that's a problem. So we're bringing back rap, Jackie.
Right.
Bringing raps back.
I don't know if raps are gone.
No, they're not.
I don't know
if
like people don't listen to stuff like this anymore. But yeah, I mean, like music, the popular stuff now, the popular subgenre of hip hop now, that's like, you know, like mumble rap or whatever
or like that
the
like
kids are calling it.
Yeah,
like Drake, and you know, not really rap. You're not really spitting bars.
Yeah.
But that being said, that's just like the popular music. It's the same when like people say, music now fucking sucks. Pop music now fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And it used to be, if you go back in like the 70s, that was real music. But that wasn't pop music then either.
Totally.
That wasn't the popular music at the time. You have to search for it. And like when time goes on, the shit that'll be remembered and that'll last is like the best shit that gets picked out. So people will say, oh, like fucking, you know, 2020, the 2010s or whatever, there was, you know, fucking years from now, there was such good music then. But they don't know, because you're not thinking about the fact that, you know, the top 20 is always going to be pop music that doesn't really have like a lasting effect. And it's the same with like every genre, really. There's always kind of like a popular style that isn't like, you know, the same as stuff like
waves
this or
kind of
whatever.
come and take over, right? Like that's
but that doesn't mean that stuff like this doesn't exist anymore.
No, for sure. And I think that like I don't know, maybe I always say stuff like that just because I'm not hearing it on the like on a radio or seeing it elsewhere. Maybe it's just like I just want to make more friends that are into this kind of shit, because like it's also it's weird. Like art is funny in that sense, especially music. And I'm sure that you know, maybe like film or something has might have the same thing going on, but with music specifically and like underground music, I think that like as soon as an artist builds a fan base that kind of like resents the mainstream, then if they can operate within that in that space for their whole career, then they're kind of like regarded as like, you know what I mean, legendary status for, you know, just for doing that and saying like we did it, you know, did it yourself or whatever, and like didn't, you know, have any help from, you know, from any major outside forces, which is totally fine. And that's like cool. There's like a feather in your cap or whatever for like that kind of artist or whatever. And then, you know what I mean, there's a lot of like, you know, pretentious douchebaggery with fandom that can kind of come from that too, to be like, you know what I mean, my favorite artist never fucking sold out or whatever, right?
Yeah, I do kind of think
it's super weird to end it. I don't know. It's like it's pretentious that like I think in like when I was younger, I definitely, you know what I mean, you know, fell into that kind of bullshit or whatever, or respected artists more for, you know, for doing that kind of thing. But it's also funny because as soon as like you feel like you can understand that artist in a way that like the masses wouldn't get, but then when those artists can cross over and then start making like the masses like dance and shit like that, then it's funny because like you almost get like a situation where like the fans will like turn their back on the band and be like, fuck that band, or like feel like vice versa, or feel like, you know what I mean, left behind, right? There's a million examples of that, but it's just
yeah, I do kind of think that attitude is like pretentious bullshit.
It
because
absolutely
it's like
is.
everything can like coexist. Like you don't have to say fuck mainstream music.
You should.
And you don't have to say fuck underground music. It's just, it's all exists together.
It's all music, and it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying, you obviously, everyone likes what they like. You don't have to like everything, but just because you don't like it doesn't mean you have to say fuck that. That's shitty.
I know. Yeah. I think like my biggest problem in my whole life is just walking around and being like, well, this is like clearly the best.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck's the matter with you guys? You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just trying to accept, you know what I mean, that my, you know, my pretentious fucking taste or whatever isn't the, you know what I mean, isn't the cat's ass for everybody, which is, you know, which is totally fair, but it's also baffling. You know what I mean? Like, you're walking around the world with fucking John Carpenter sunglasses on. Like, why the fuck doesn't anybody else see what's going on here?
Yeah. I mean, I get that. Because, like, if you find something you like, you're like, why the fuck didn't I find this sooner? Why is no one?
Oh yeah, and I found it when I was like 20, or like
me
me and my friend Shelby were like the only two people that were listening to it or whatever. So like we'd pass it around and people would be like really into it. Anytime somebody would hear it, they're like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
There's also videos. There's a few videos for this album as well that we'll actually put the links to. Like, scroll down and check them out. Like, you should actually get into these guys. They fucking put everything. The packaging, the album itself is fucking sick. Songs are great, but like the packaging, the record, and stuff. Like, you'll see it in the promo video. Or whatever. But you can just tell that they give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you don't get a record every so often, you know what I mean, 2014 and then 2020, right? And I'm not, you know, expecting one anytime soon or whatever, or at least a full length, you know, from them. So, you know, I just know that when it comes out, it's going to be dope.
Yeah.
You just gotta, like, you know, sit and wait for it or whatever, and it's, you know, it's fine. It's a Dillinger 4 theory.
Sure.
you sit and wait.
Yeah.
And and that's like that's fine, but I do, you know, hold like a serious amount of respect for, you know what I mean, you know, a group that will kind of put a record out on their own terms and make sure that they're not going to put anything out that isn't like at the highest standard. And I'll put it all on, push all the chips in, be like, this is a good one.
I mean, I think that's a good move too. I don't buy into like the whole like formula, like you have to put out an album every year, or like in comedy you have to, if you're like a professional working comedian who can put out, you know, specials and shit like that, you have to do an hour every year. You have to do a new hour every year. It's like, no, just do, like, don't fucking force it and rush it. Totally. Like, allow like the process to happen when it does, and then you're gonna make better and like longer lasting material than if you're just forcing yourself to put out a fucking, you know, new like album with like fucking 30 tracks on it every fucking year. It's like
that fucking
half
suck.
of it is like this is just filler.
Yeah,
like
a
why?
lot of it is. Yeah, there's a bunch of albums like that, and there was an entire it was a weird time, but in like the early 2000s, there was like the mixtape generation and stuff like that, which was great because it got a lot of exposure to a lot of people. A lot of people kind of like got success in the music industry in different ways that had been happening before. Kind of like your own you know, little underground fame or whatever. There's people, I think, like there's like Houston, Texas has its own scene, and people have just gone like platinum in that city or whatever because they fuck with their music like so hard and shit like that. So like if you can capitalize on that and do you know, do it yourself and do what you want, then there's no like record label oversight, and there's no reason for you to only make like a 12-track album or something like that. So Jackie, these fucking albums were coming out every goddamn week with 30 plus songs on them. And with hip hop, it's like, okay, so if like the rapper's dope, then like this will be fun. Like as a kid, you're like, fuck yeah, there's so much new music coming out, this is great. But like looking back on it, I'm like, which like one of those ones really stand out? There's a lot of them that were great. Like I'm not, you know, I can't take away from that, but in the million that were fucking put out, the ones that really stand out and the ones that really like, you know, hold up to, you know, classic albums that you know, like this one that I was lucky enough to find, or ones, you know what I mean, like your staples of like, you know what I mean, like Illmatic or like Eric B. and Rakim Paid in Full or something like that, you know, that you can really, you know, that I think everybody can agree on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is, you know, like perfect and shit like that. And so like if you're holding any like rap tape or whatever, like up to like say like an Illmatic or something like that, you got fucking 11 songs on that thing. Like you better fucking come swinging, right? So
yeah, and the mixtape kind of generation is interesting too. That's how Mac Miller got started. He was in fucking high school and made the kids mixtape. I forget what year that was. It was early 2000s. And obviously he achieved a lot of success after that, but he just did it on his own, like made this mixtape when he was like fucking 18 years old. And it's still, I don't know, it depends on it's probably his like best album in terms of just like a solid like hip-hop album. He grew a lot as an artist, and so like some of his later albums I really like, but just because of like his growth. But if you're talking about like a solid
rap shit
hip hop album, then that Kids mixtape is definitely, I think, his like pinnacle.
I'm gonna check out Kids.
Yeah, well, we'll do it sometime. I keep trying to find it on vinyl.
Oh, we got to do this fucking thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're handcuffed by the thing. We don't have to. We can just put the.
No, we must.
Oh, okay. All right. You expect a certain level of quality from us, and by God, we'll give it to you.
Yeah.
That's totally cool. Do you ever have that kind of feeling of like, I don't know, it's a weird thing. I'm starting to get over it now because like I'm just doing my own thing with like art and stuff like that. So I'm like, I don't need to like hide like or like have the music that I listen to or like the movies that I watch or whatever be like any part of my identity. You know what I mean? Rather than just shit that I'm into. Yeah. Which I guess like comes like with growth and stuff like that. But I put so much into this thing. You know what I mean? You know, dudes I find like fucking with like fandom and you know, and shit. I think like they go like, I don't know, like a little further. But do you have anything like that is
that like art that I consume that I think defines me?
A little bit, yeah. Like what do you have a Grateful Dead that you'd follow over the country?
I don't know. I don't really. I think definitely as a kid, as a teenager, definitely in high school, when I was so, I don't know, just like lost, I guess. And I didn't, obviously no one knows who they are as a teenager, but yeah, I would find things and cling on to them because I was like, oh, I guess this is what I am. And Mac Miller was definitely one of those when I discovered him, was introduced to him in like grade 10, I think it was. And that was huge for me. And like, definitely, yeah, I would, at the same time though, I always have like consumed a lot of different, music, and you know, I've always liked a lot of different genres, so it was never really you
never did the fucking like phases, like I was like fucking punk rock and everything else
sucks. I did, but I never stopped listening to everything else. And like I still do, like I still listen to everything. And same with like, I mean, in terms of like movies and stuff, I definitely had you know, the movies that I loved. I think honestly, it's always was comedy. Was always like what I watched more than anything, and what I felt like I knew the most about, and what I always like spoke to me. And I think actually now that has like come to define me more as a person. Yeah. But I don't think like, oh, I'm someone who watches comedy. I'm a comedian. I'm a comedy person. But it's just, you know, it's just part of who I am. And
well, like, yeah, but I mean, to be a comedy fan and like also a comedian, I think is probably a good thing.
yeah. But I mean, like, I know I don't like to define myself through what I watch or listen to, because it's always been pretty varied. And I definitely like as a teenager, I'd go through like phases of listening to like really like depressing music, you know, like slow like acoustic stuff, because I was sad.
No, that's cool. Like I know everybody has those days. Everybody's got those jams, and if you don't, fuck you, get sad and try it out sometime, because everybody just needs a good cry.
Yeah, but I don't think I was ever like, I have my favorite bands and stuff who I would, you know, I don't know if I'd follow them around the country. I don't have that kind of coin, but but again, I don't like, even with even with like Chili Peppers, who I love that band, but I never really talk about it unless someone asks, like, oh, like, what's your favorite band or whatever. I know I don't like come out swinging like, what up, let's talk Chili's, motherfuckers. Which would be, actually, I should start starting conversations that way.
If you don't start every conversation that way for the next week, then I'm gonna, and it's just gonna be uncomfortable. But
yeah, I think actually I always like maybe took pride in the fact that I listened to, maybe that was it, when especially like in university and stuff, when before the days of Spotify, when like and post CDs and stuff, when like iTunes libraries were like the thing where you stored all your music.
Fuck yeah.
And I had like a fucking huge iTunes library.
I remember like rocking the 128 gig and shit like that.
Yeah, and I remember like
Gorilla Dog thing, GGDT.
If people like came over and we put on music or whatever, and they were going through my library on my computer, they'd be like, "Oh my god, like you have like so much different kinds of music." And I think maybe that was what I took pride in. I was like, yeah, I actually listen to everything type of thing. Like I'm not just someone who says they do. And like that's still definitely the case, but I don't like
make a point to be like, okay, it was funk today, it's gonna be like country tomorrow, it's gonna be hip hop and then fucking rock and whatever.
And I don't go like, what kind of music do you listen to? I listen to everything. I actually listen to everything. I'm not one of those people who just says they do. Fucking take a look at my Spotify.
Well, I think that's the thing, is like most of the time that like, well, that's all kind of weird. The only time that I talk about music is here. Really. I mean, or like unless I'm at a show, or like, you know what I mean, going somewhere like with you know, we're with friends of mine, or if we're like talking to a friend about a artist that we both agree that we're into. Hey, have you heard this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that, right? But like very rarely I think that, well, I don't know. It definitely comes up though, but I just wear my fucking favorite band t-shirts and all that bullshit, right? So like, I mean, it'll come up in that sense, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like, it's, you know, obviously if you.
Oh, I fly the flag though. I definitely fly those flags.
Music, you should talk about music. But I guess I just
try not to do it. Like I don't know.
Well, no, it's not even try not to do that. I guess what I'm like grasping at is that I don't think that what you listen to or what you watch or what you like defines you as a person.
Yeah, no.
Like that's all outside of you. Those are things that like you like because of who you are. That they're not. That doesn't make you who you are. And when people get so tied up and attached to like certain external things to like point to and say that's who I am, then I think you're like avoiding actually like
you gotta remind, like you gotta remember
like, well,
that
who am I? Because I'm here even if every fucking musician in the world dropped dead and every fucking record player or CD player or iPod or whatever stopped working. If music ceased to exist, you're still here. So then who are you then?
Well, like make your, I don't know, consume what you consume and like what you like, right? I think that, you know, if you are doing that, just remember that high school is short and it's going to end pretty soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right? Like at the end of the day, just listen to shit that you like and take advice from people that know what they're talking about when they tell you that Giant Gorilla Dog thing is the shit.
Yeah.
And check them out.
Yeah, especially in high school too, because everyone is you judge people and define people like, oh, he's a smart kid, she's a pretty girl, he's a jock or whatever, and so then you're like figuring out where you fall in, and so you're naturally like, whoa, well then what group am I in? And then you kind of start consuming these things to try and like fit into that group because you want like a place to, you know, to belong or whatever. So
totally.
But yeah, if any of our listeners are in high school, first of all,
stop listening. I was gonna say like this is
and second of all, don't get caught up in stereotypes and
look at us getting all like where the fuck like we're supposed to be talking about raps and shit.
But yeah, like you said, high school will end and all of that will go away and you're still gonna be there, so focus on like you and like what's inside of you and not like, you know, all the external shit, which is still great. Still fucking listen to music, watch movies that you love, do the things that make you happy, but don't mistake that with who you are.
Yeah, watch
Because that-
everything. I
yeah,
listen to
yeah.
everything. And if somebody ever tells you that if it isn't punk, it sucks, and you're like, ooh, that sounds pretty cool, don't. Because like, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't suck that isn't punk.
Yeah, and don't close yourself off to discovering new things.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Stick a finger right inside your butthole.
Yeah, too.
2 of them? I mean, yeah. Cut your nails, Jackie. Cut those fucking
I've been
nails.
meaning to.
That was awesome. And I mean, you know, it got motivational at the end there. That was crazy. It started off rocky.
Hey,
Started talking farts,
this
then it
is
got
not Rocky. You know what? I wonder.
Final thoughts, Jackie? What do you wonder? What do you wonder?
I'm still thinking about farts.
As you should be, Jackie. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about what this creature's farts would be. I think he's like a loud rumbler.
Jackie, he's a giant gorilla dog thing. You could hear this
ground
fart
would
from
shake.
down the street. Yeah, you smell it from miles away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't say cousin to the Bigfoot, but definitely, you know, I don't know, for some reason, like, I'm not even going to say domesticated because he has a collar.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that like a chain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a bad motherfucker, right? Like, he's
Yeah.
styling on him and shit
And
in the
it's
forest.
like this is his, presumably this is his neck. This is part of his neck.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's like a for those who are listening, this
It's like
creature,
a giant gorilla dog thing.
Yeah, and he has this spiky collar on.
It's like a silverback hump.
Yeah. I like his little like sassy tail there.
Jackie, he's like he's thick, 2 C's. You know what I'm saying? Right? Not really, actually. Kind of like petite, like compared to the back and stuff like that. But it's a cool ass
Yeah.
logo. I wanted to get it tattooed on my body since I was like 2014 when it came out. I was like, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe one day. Maybe one day. Any tattooers out there that listen to the show, say like, I'll tattoo
hit
that on
us
your
up.
body.
Yeah, any tattoo artist.
That'd
hit
be
us.
awesome.
Hit us up.
Fuck yeah.
Holla.
Yeah, Jackie. Holler. Jesus Christ, Jax, what are you thinking? What are you thinking for Halloween? It's,
Oh my God.
What?
That reminded me. I was thinking about Halloween the other day, and I was thinking
The movie or the day?
The day.
Okay.
I was the season. And I was thinking a good costume would have been Bigfoot and Big She. Like 2 big feet. A big
Okay, so like, what's a big she?
Yeah, like a female. A female.
Why would you still call it a female Bigfoot? Why do you call it a big she? Is that a term anybody's ever said before?
I don't know. That's a term. That is my preferred term.
That's your preferred term? That's the problem with this culture, Jackie. That's the problem with these kids today. That's the problem
But
with
if
everything.
I were the big she, I would want to be called a big she in this context.
Jackie, if you were a if you were obviously you were a she, but if you were like a big she, so if you were a female Bigfoot, you would be a Bigfoot only by genus and species,
Yeah.
not by stature, like
Right.
a big she. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right? Like that's,
but I just like the way it sounds.
I mean, I kind of don't. I know. She-foot. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Big she is like fucking. You know what I mean? Like big she is just like you think you're safe. You think you're safe, and then you just hear like do down the hallway, and then like, your door starts rattling and shit like that. That's big she.
It's a big she.
It's big she.
It's a big she.
Big she doesn't
big
need
she.
a boner to rape you. Like she will come and I mean, I'm just saying like that's just a childhood nursery rhyme, Jackie. That's what the way they taught it to us, and that's the way that I'll recite it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's absolutely terrifying, and I don't think that you know, Big She even holds a candle, you know, in a storm compared to She-foot. She-foot is
She-foot.
like
I like
She-foot
She-foot.
is almost like has like a She-Hulk kind of you know what I mean, costume on and stuff like that. She's more of a lady, right? Like she's the Bigfoot, but she's like you know what I mean, bikini, like covered up, but still fly and sassy.
Yeah, that's
Right,
what I
like
was
she's a
thinking.
lady, you know what I mean. She's Lady Bigfoot is out there just dick hanging,
Lady Bigfoot.
you know, doing his thing or whatever, right? There's a giant gorilla dog thing over there. Do you think it's like a pet? Do you think it's like a friend? You never know.
Ladyfoot, She-foot. Vote. Tell us, Big She-foot, or
If any of you guys are still
Ladyfoot.
listening, we appreciate it.
But yeah, Should we do a podcast episode in our Halloween costumes?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Should we be wearing them when our next guest
Our next guest. I don't know. It's gonna get pretty fucking wild.
Yeah.
So. Guys, if you guys listen to this episode, I apologize. I was a little sleepy, but I got to talk about an album that I love very much. So check that shit out. Do it. And next week, it's going to get even fucking messier.
Yeah.
So buckle up and stay tuned.
Happy, when is this coming out? Happy Halloween. It's coming out the day after. What day is it? No, it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah. It's the 25th tomorrow. Or the 26th, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. It's Monday.
But this would be our last one that's coming out before Halloween.
Yes. Oh, this is okay, yeah, this is the last time we're going to see you
worn our
guys.
fucking costumes.
Yeah, we should have. Yeah, we should have.
Oh, well.
We'll do something. We'll do a little promo or something.
Happy Halloween. Stay safe out there. Don't blow anything up. Don't
blow anything up. What are you talking about? If they have access to explosives, then totally blow something up.
I mean, like cats. Isn't that something?
Blow up cats, Jackie? What? You're fucking sick.
Something that kids do
blow
on
up
Halloween?
What are you, fucked?
Isn't that something that kids do on Halloween?
Terrible kids fuck with cats on Halloween, but I've never heard of them blowing them up. Like I've heard of them like killing them and shit like that. But
it's the same fucking thing.
It's not. It's not, Jack. If you stab a cat, or if you break a cat's neck, or if you blow a cat up, is it? Don't kill any fucking. What the fuck, Jackie?
I'm telling them not.
Oh my God. You think that's what our listeners do? You think they're a bunch of drug addicts that
you don't have to
kill
be
cats?
a drug addict to blow up a cat.
You do have to be mentally disturbed. And
yeah, I'm sure some of our listeners are.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I'm telling them not to. This is a PSA. I'm a good person in this. I'm the good guy. Don't blow up.
On Halloween, what do you do, Jack? You get drunk, maybe what do kids do? You're like egging a house or something like that. Do like minor vandalism and shit like that. Do all this stuff. Do go fuck some shit up.
Fuck with cats.
Go fuck up like you know what I mean, like government, property and stuff. Don't fuck up like people's houses and shit.
Yeah.
No private property.
Eggs at people's houses. If you're gonna egg someone's
banks,
car, though,
financial institutions.
Don't throw it. Just
like
press it into the car because it doesn't make noises that way.
Jackie, you're fucking. You let them vandalize the way that you vandalize the way you want to vandalize. You don't let any podcast host tell you otherwise.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Are fireworks still a thing?
Are fireworks still a thing? Jackie, they were invented thousands of years ago in China, and they're fucking awesome still. Since the first firework went off until the last firework went off, they were awesome.
Banned fireworks.
Who gives a fuck what the city says? Get your fireworks and blow that shit up.
Remember when we saw the fireworks on Halloween from all directions?
Yeah, and we thought it was the Purge.
Yeah.
Tripping on drugs, thinking the fucking city's after you. That was cool.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool, actually. That was awesome. Happy Halloween.
Maybe set off some fireworks into the air, not at a cat.
Yeah, or like hang out and have fun. Maybe you might be old and shit. Maybe there might be trick-or-treaters. Fucking hook the trick-or-treaters. Buy full-size candy bars,
Buy
motherfucker.
full-size candy bars. Yeah. Give the kids their candy.
Do that shit.
Don't egg someone's house unless they're a real cunt.
Are you just reiterating everything? Just going from the top?
I'm summing it up.
Okay. All
right. Wear a costume. Get into the spirit. Watch some spooky movies. Get into the Halloween spirit. Watch some spooky movies. Eat candy and like and subscribe. And
listen to Giant Gorilla Dog
and
Thing.
share this with your friends. Happy Halloween.
GG, DT.
We've been dead this whole time.
Welcome back to Show Me Yours, everybody. My name... What the fuck are we doing? I totally forgot it. I'm baked.
Now who's fucking up the intro?
That's the first time I've ever fucked up the intro, Jackie. I feel pretty good.
I'm Jackie Agnew.
Oh, no, we're going to start it again. We're totally going to start it again, and we're cutting the shit out of this. How does the intro go again?
This stays.
I am so like I'm not gonna blame it on the weed, but I mean now I'm just embarrassed. I'm sure there's only two of us here. I just feel like we didn't even talk about it. You came in the door, everything was set up, and now we're recording.
Yeah.
Welcome to Show Me Yours. How the what? I don't even remember the fucking. I don't even remember how to do it now. I'm so flustered. In my
Show
fucking.
Me Yours with Jackie and Jonny.
Is that that was?
Yeah. Or welcome back to Show Me Yours podcast.
Oh my god! No, you do the podcast. You say that. I never say that. I always just say Show Me
I'm
Yours.
so sorry.
No, I don't know. It's just never come up. I didn't care. It sounds good when we both say it. Welcome to Show Me Yours with Jackie and Jonny. This is gold, Jackie. This is gold. Do you want to do it?
The intro?
Yeah.
Sure. Welcome back to Show Me Yours podcast.
Oh, now you're doing podcast, huh? This is awesome. This is amazing.
Okay. I have the giggles now.
Welcome back to Show Me Yours with Jackie and Jonny.
I'm Jackie Agnew.
I'm Jonny DeVito. And whether or not we leave what just happened in this edit, like, that would be amazing.
Oh, that stays.
Yeah, do you think? We're going to
Yes.
keep that? Okay, my God,
It's a peek
okay.
behind the curtain.
3 minutes of trying to do that. I don't think it stays.
I don't think it was 3 minutes. I think
is.
because that started
Oh,
recording before.
anyway.
Yeah, it stays.
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, we're back, ladies.
Because otherwise now they won't know what we're talking about, and this would be ridiculous.
I say I want to cut right now and start all over again.
No, thank you so much for watching again.
Now we have to.
Thank you so much for tuning in again
And sticking with us.
and
Jesus Christ.
sticking it out through that bumpy ride at the beginning there. Wherever you're watching, toss us a subscribe, give us a like, follow us on Instagram,
Can
like
I go
us
get a
on.
drink? Like after that, I just feel like, do you want a beer? Do you want? I got.
I have some. Yeah, I think I have some Okanagan's.
Yeah.
We can
Hold on.